Well, will Jeremy Renner return for Season 2 of Hawkeye? We've heard some reports about it and how there's some behind-the-scenes, money issues that seem to be holding it up. But now we've got a new report that sounds like those details might be getting worked out. So, who wants to know if Jeremy's coming back? Let's dive in. Well, before I even kick off the video, I'm going to have to say I am a huge fan of Jeremy Renner. The guy is a beast, and after his near-death experience and when he went through there proving himself a real hero to save his nephew, I'm pretty much always going to be in this guy's corner. Now, there have been some long-running rumors that were plans for a Season 2 of Hawkeye, and that it basically would be inspired by the movie The Raid. Now, in addition, it would see Clint Barton and Kate Bishop reportedly battle his brother, Barney, who, if you read the comics, is known as Trickshot. Now, this would all be contained within one building and basically be a potentially 6-episode action sequence, which would be completely awesome. Now, recently, much to the surprise of me and many of you, Jeremy Renner basically dismissed the notion of another season, revealing that Marvel Studios had seriously lowballed him on a salary. He reported they actually offered him half, that's right, half of what he earned for Season 1. And this isn't a short shoot, it's actually 9 months long. Now, with Marvel Studios basically saying they're going to put less focus on big screen characters showing up on the streaming platform, it seemed like they might have reached an impasse, and led some of us to believe that Jeremy Renner might actually be done in the MCU, because if you remember correctly, his name was not on one of those chairs in the Doomsday announcement. Now, we did get a pretty positive update today, though, from Scooper Daniel Rickman, and like we always like to say, it's not Kevin Feige, or in the case of television, Brad Winderbaum, but Rickman is a solid source, and quite often many of his reports turn out to be true, so it's one we look to quite often. Now, what he is saying is that Marvel is still in talks with Renner to come back for Season 2 of Hawkeye. Now, this is obviously the news we need to hear, and if the only thing holding it up was salary, well, we all know that's something that can be easily worked out. Actually, there's two variables here, money and time. So maybe even a condensed shooting schedule for some more money, well, they could find some common ground and we could see Jeremy Renner take up the bow once again. Now, to be fair, they probably could develop a Season 2 without him, because he did technically pass the mantle on to Haley Steinfeld's Kate Bishop, who seemed to resonate with fans. But honestly, the two actors' chemistry was so good in Season 1, I know I am not alone in wanting to see these two return to the small or even the big screen together. Renner's been a staple of the MCU since 2011 when he made his first appearance in Thor, and honestly has been the voice of reason and sarcasm for the team almost through many of these projects. After his accident, it looked like he could be done not only with the MCU but acting in general, but the guy has proven to be such a champ that I can't help but root for him here, and honestly, Marvel Studios, just pay the man, because he is absolutely worth it. Now, with Marvel's condensed television schedule, I'm not really sure when we could see Season 2 of Hawkeye, and another thing to consider about it is Brad Winderbaum's desire to make sure most of these shows are seasonal, meaning every year around the same time we get a new season. We're getting it with Daredevil, and that's their plan for many of their other projects. So if they lock Renner down for Season 2, consider the possibilities they might be negotiating more than one season, hence much longer shooting times, and more things to work through to get that third season prepared. But one barrier to all of this could be Marvel's long-term strategy. Obviously, we're a big fan of Hawkeye on this channel. We're going to watch this one pretty closely, and until we know more, I totally want to know what you guys think. How do you feel about Jeremy Renner coming back to the table with Marvel Studios and trying to work out something for Season 2? And if they do a Season 3, who would you like to be the villain? Sound off in the comments below. Before we take off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC news, and we want to bring you all the news truthfully and transparently, so you're really in the know.